So when it comes to zero cost marketing strategies, referrals would have to be at the top of that list. Referrals are great because you don't have to pay for them. Many people have to get customers through paid ads or paying an agency maybe for SEO, and they're all very, very valid strategies, and it's what we use in our agency every day. But it would be remiss of me not to mention zero cost strategies to use in tandem, like getting referrals. Now, most people, if they do a half decent job, will get a base level of referrals, but how do you actually increase that? And can you even increase that? And the short answer is yes. And in this video today, we're going to go over 5 referral strategies that you can use today to get more customers for free or close to free. So the first one is refer more yourself. Quite often people forget about the law of reciprocity. I have found when I refer other businesses that I know and help them get customers, I generally will get customers back. And I refer without expectation of getting anything back, but naturally, this is just what ends up happening. It's 1, the law of reciprocity at play, and 2, you just stay top of mind. If I refer someone some business, it's a really good moment for them because they're like, all right, thanks so much, Ray, for that referral. And then they think of me at a higher level over time. So I'm going to be more top of mind than I would have been if I had not referred that person. And naturally, they feel like they're probably going to have to help me out back in future. Number 2 is make a list of businesses that sell to the same people as you, but don't directly compete with you. So they should be complementary businesses, as they are called. So what you want to do, one example of this is in my business, I often will make relationships with people who have web design businesses. So they make websites for small business owners and medium business owners, and they don't directly compete with me. And I obviously am picking ones that don't do web design and Google ads or web design and Facebook ads, because I do that, and they would just do it for their client directly. And what I find is I can refer them work as a web design agency, and they can refer me work as a marketing agency doing mainly paid ads. So for your business, and this works for B2B and B2C, you need to make a list of who sells to the exact same people that I sell to, but they don't offer the same service. And for most businesses, you should be able to immediately come up with 3 to 5, 7 different types of businesses that will be a good fit. So if you're a builder, how can I make more friends with architects, maybe conveyancers, maybe interior designers, whatever stuff that you don't do, you need to find complementary businesses. Now, once you've made that list of people, then you need to start looking for specific businesses under each category. So what I like to do is get a spreadsheet and have each column is a different type of business. So for me, I might have web designers, accountants, lawyers, all sorts of people that deal with business owners on a regular basis, but don't offer the same things as me. Then from there, I'll actually start to search, and you might start with your own city or your own state first, and start to list out people that do, and I'll get a VA to do my assistant to do this for me, and get them to make a list of web design agencies. I'm in Sydney, so web design agencies in Sydney that do not offer marketing services. And for me, I always try to meet up with 1 or 2. Some people, if you're being really aggressive, you might try and meet up with 2 or 3 people or more every single week. But you're just doing outreach to people to basically say to them, hey, I work with the same types of people as you do. We seem to share the same type of customer. So I thought it'd be great to reach out and see if you wanted to catch up to see if we could refer each other business. And very rarely will people say no. And naturally, out of all the people that you do refer, or you do, and naturally, out of all the people that you could refer, some of these people, referral partners, end up being better than others, and you kind of end up honing in long-term on the ones that do drive the most amount of work and have the best natural fit for what your business does and who you target. And ideally, we kind of diarize this activity. So any good marketing strategies, we should always diarize it. So if you establish that you can go to 2 meetings a week, then we would make that part of your normal calendar. So I'd actually block out time every week to have a couple of catch-ups, and they could be over Zoom, they could be over a coffee, whatever it needs to be. And we have a kind of a set amount of deliverables. That's something I'm really big on with my consulting clients, is having set deliverables that we have to do each week in order to drive new business at a steady pace. Number 3 is incentivizing referrals. So some people might call this a referral program. It doesn't have to be that formal or complicated. But if you want more referrals, think about ways that you could offer cash incentives, discounts, prizes, rewards, whether it's for staff, whether it's for customers that are referring. But think about what kind of incentive would you be happy giving them that they would want that could make them want to refer more. Sometimes you can have people that don't want to refer you anything until there's an incentive involved. And, hopefully your friends would refer regardless, but there are some people that once they get motivated enough or financially compensated, then they start to get off their ass and actually help. Now, you need to keep in mind, obviously some industries are not allowed to be financially compensated for referrals, and you might just be more of a counter referral situation, but obviously you need to learn the rules of your own industry. But incentivizing referrals can be a great one, and it's not just having the incentive, it's promoting the incentive as well. You need to make sure that all your customers and all your staff know this is the reward if you bring us work. Number 4 is leveraging networks of people. Now, what I mean by that is there's going to be business networks and personal networks. So most people, I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they're staying at home 24/7, but there are so many different communities and sub-communities out there that if you participated in those communities, you would get referrals, often without spending almost any money. So examples of this are, you might do yourself, you might do sports yourself, or you might have kids that go to swimming or they play soccer or they do dance or whatever they do. But at these events, you can often pick up referrals, and not every event is suitable or the right kind of fit, but I guarantee if you are participating, maybe you're part of a local surf club, or you're part of a local soccer club, or you go to a certain gym or martial arts, jiu-jitsu, there's going to be these different pockets of people. And maybe, for me, not everyone's a business owner, obviously, but there always are going to be, a small percentage that are a fit to be a client. And naturally, some of these will become clients if you participate and build relationships. Other examples are, you might sponsor the local sports team. You might do stuff like, for B2B, you might even join a local BNI group where they're kind of a bit more formal about referrals. For me, I didn't actually personally love BNI. I know some people that get lots of business through BNI, so it's worth you investigating. However, for me, I found it a little bit too corny and a little bit too forced. I don't like referring people that I don't genuinely think are good at what they do. And to be honest, BNI felt a little bit like that, but I will say I know some people that have driven a lot of business from there, so I wouldn't, it'd be remiss of me to write it off completely. Another option as well is, for B2B people, is that you might have coaching programs or business groups, and there's so many different types of business groups. There's business groups for Jewish people, there's business groups for Christian people, there's Muslim business groups, there's in Sydney, there's Western Sydney business groups, there's Eastern Sydney, there's different, geographic regions as well. There's so many there's coaching programs for different types of business owners. There's ones for general business owners, a bit of everyone, multiple industries. So there's stuff like EO. There's so many different types of business groups that you can be a part of, and just participating in these groups will get you work. And you might have to pay a small amount to be part of these groups, but quite often I've had clients where I've actively recommended that they join certain groups that would be full of their ideal customer. So just like pay the money. You might pay $1,000 a month or $2,000 a month, and this is technically not zero cost marketing, but quite often it'll end up being zero cost because you'll pay to be a part of the group, but you'll pick up several clients maybe a month or a year or whatever it is from that will dramatically outweigh the cost. So it's a net positive, and you won't be almost out of pocket, especially if you know how to build relationships quickly. And number 5 is increase your service standard. So a lot of people, they want more referrals, but they don't do referral worthy work. So something that you need to think about is one example that I think about from early in my career, my very first job at McDonald's was McDonald's had this thing called magic moments. And magic moments were moments that seemed to be spontaneous, but were actually pre-planned and deliberate. So one example of this was if you want to, if an old lady came to the counter and she'd order whatever her meal was, and she was going to take her tray of food back to the table where she was going to sit down, and we had time, like it wasn't like crazy busy at that point, we would say, I've got this for you, ma'am, and you'll actually carry the food out to the table for her. And she would be so happy with that. She'd be like blown away by the service, loves that kind of extra attention to detail. However, that wasn't spontaneous. We were trained to do that. We were told, if you spot that moment, do that extra thing. And there's a few other examples. If you see, like a family with their a little kid, you could give them like there's certain little toys that we had out the back that we could kind of pull out. And little micro moments like that really enhance someone's perception of your service. Even if the core service is exactly the same or even average, those little extra moments can change their perception of how good your service was, and consequently get you more referrals. And you might not be making hamburgers, but this applies to any business. One example that I have in my business is, it's a small thing, but I always call my clients to the minute on time. Like 12 o'clock is 12 o'clock, not 12:01, not 12:05, 12 o'clock. And it's almost a running joke with my clients. But for me, it's important as a standard, but two, it's important for me because a lot of people talk about it. A lot of my clients talk about it. They talk about it to other people, and they just love that there's some standard in a world that has seemingly slipping standards in every direction, that we have standards like that. Another thing that we do is we try to be really, really fast. So not everything can be lightning fast, but we actually try to get stuff done unusually fast. So one example of this, a client has something on their website that, we're not even managing their website, but we have access because we've done some other work for them. And they said, hey, could you just do this for us? And instead of us doing a tiny invoice or doing, not just saying it's not our problem, I'll get our developer, jump in, fix it, and we'll often fix it, within 13, 14 minutes. And they're like, what the hell? they're freaking out. They love it. They absolutely love it. And for me, if I'm at my computer or I have the time or my staff have the time, little moments like that, people froth on that. I can't exaggerate that enough. People love those little things where you go that extra mile. In a world that nobody seems to give a shit about their service, that little bit of extra stuff can really help shape someone's brand perception of you, but also help them refer, because they're going to be like, well, this guy's all over it and their team's all over it. If I refer to them, I'm not going to look like a dickhead. So you think about that in your own business. If a close friend referred one of their close friends to you, how would they be treated? Because people don't want to refer and then they get burnt. So think about that, but that can be a very, very powerful one and something that a lot of people overlook. They just want more people, more leads, but they don't even deliver for the existing people that are already giving them the respect of paying them money. So I hope you found that useful. That's 5 strategies that you can use today to get more customers. Let me know if you like videos like this, by the way. This is our new channel. I've actually got another personal finance channel that has just under about 6,000 subscribers at the moment, but this is our new marketing channel that we're building up at the moment. So if you like the videos, let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.